night, evening into the morning hours tomorrow. We're still seeing some wintry weather across the triad, so that will definitely continue as far as our threat is concerned. So that goes through Thursday morning for sleet, snow, freezing rain. I updated that because we've seen all three different types. Maybe not so much freezing rain. I haven't seen a bunch of reports of that, which is good, but it's still a possibility through the overnight, especially with maybe a lingering mist, freezing drizzle as the system continues to work its way out. But impacts are expected to be minimal. Slick travel is expected as we go kind of overnight to that burst of snow into the morning hours tomorrow. So you want to kind of slow down, give yourself some extra time to get where you're going. If you don't have to go anywhere tomorrow morning, stay home, let the crews clear the roads, and then you can get out as we go through the afternoon and things start to warm up. Still a winter weather advisory in effect for all of central North Carolina and eastern North Carolina, well, most of eastern North Carolina, through 10 a.m. Again, for those extra slick spots, maybe a little bit of some freezing rain. That's really the big reason they pulled the trigger on the National Weather Service, because of the freezing rain. And so that's why, or the light glaze of it. I mean, we're talking 1/100th of an inch. That's not very much, but just a little bit of slickness that can cause some issues. We want you to chime in, though, and ask some questions. Ask away, 336-379-5775. Do you have any comments about the Clash of Bowman Gray? Do you have any comments about the snow that you're seeing? What melting and refreezing are you seeing at your house? What are you seeing at your house? Let us know. We want you to speak to us. We want to hear from you. 336-379-5775. You can also send in photos. And that's a great way to share your photos with us whenever we are in the weather impact alert days, any impactful weather, or you just want to share a beautiful sunset. Go ahead and use that number, 336-379-5775, and we would love to get your reports in for sure. So that's what we've got going on there. And again, active radar across the region. So let's take a quick tour as that all loads. What you'll notice here is what I wanted to show you, because I was kind of looking at this and I was like, oh, look at this. We'll go back to that in a moment. Do you see the pivoting that's occurring? I know if you've ever seen Friends, you need to think of the scene, pivot, pivot, pivot. That's kind of what we're talking about here, right? You can see this little batch here. Do you see this little pivoting that's going on? Maybe a little bit of a meso area of low pressure trying to work its way in, but it's swinging that into northern Guilford County, and as soon as it does, it turns pink for some sleet, maybe some freezing rain mixing in there now as well with this very, very light batch of precip. A lot of this continues to trend off to the north and west, so I'll go back to that. This is what we're looking at, and you can continue to see that precipitation moving across the area. Now I will draw your attention to that batch. Let me pop myself off. So you can see that little batch that I've circled with the jet stream arrows. We're going to have to watch that, because that'll continue to lift to the north and east. As it does so, that could bring a little bit of a batch of that rain for us as everything continues to kind of sort of lift to the north and to the east from the south and west. And so that's how it's going to continue. Temperatures, though, are going to continue to fall, and that'll make things interesting precipitation type-wise. So there's our live radar, seeing some more snow now into Surrey County, Mount Airy, seeing some of that, Elkin, seeing some of that along I-77 there. And then Sparta saw some snow earlier. We got some good photos there. We got a nice video in from King and into Stokes County. And so some good returns there. And then Rockingham County seems to be the place that's got quite a bit of some snow. So let us know. Eden down to Reedsville, Ruffin, Mayodan. Let us know what you're seeing. Are you seeing any of that snow coming to the ground? Is it sticking? Is it coming down pretty good? What impacts are you seeing? We want to know, right? 2 wants to know. But we really do want to know. So Caswell, seeing a little bit of that snow as well. Alamance, not so much anything there. To our south, not seeing a whole lot of returns either. A little bit of some snow bursts there north of Statesville. That'll be moving towards Davie County, maybe Yadkin County also seeing some of that. And we can't forget our friends in the foothills. Wilkes County, seeing some of the light returns of snow. really into Surrey County. Look at that batch there up along I-77. I'm sure that's a nightmare trying to drive on that. I know that it's not fun to drive on it on a good day, right? It is beautiful when you have good weather, but in this case, we don't have very good weather. Let's time out this for you real quickly. As we go through the evening, we will continue to see the snow kind of push through and taper off as we go towards the early morning hours tomorrow. Temperatures getting around the upper 30s. And then as we go into Friday morning, into the upper 20s, we fall. And then as we go into Friday, we'll watch another system swing through, another little clipper. And you've got that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Notice temperatures in the mid-40s. Do you know what that means? Rain. It's rain. It's not wintry precipitation, and it makes your weather team very excited. At least me, right? I can't speak for the whole weather team, but I know that all of us are very tired and we're ready for a break from winter weather forecasting. It's one of the toughest things you can forecast because there's a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of things that you can't see, a lot of data you can't see unless you're trying to go up in a hot air balloon up above your head to see what's going on. So it's very difficult for winter weather, and we've already had a historic snowstorm, so top 6. So we'll take a break for the time being. Trace to 1 inch is what you can expect as we go through the evening. Expect less, I would say, for most, about half an inch. Unless you're up there towards Surrey County, Wilkes County, maybe up into Rockingham County, and also into Stokes, about an inch, closer to an inch, and then the rest of us probably less than that. The good news is we're not going to see a whole lot of impact from this. Still just looking at some wintry weather impacts. More of that will be towards Rocky Mount to our east, where we're seeing a few inconveniences. But there are spots where you have maybe a little bit more of that snow melt, a little bit more just kind of leftover issues, and we're going to put some snow on top of that. So that kind of compounds the issues and makes it worse. So we're talking just a few inconveniences there. Wintry weather across the entire viewing area expected into the day tomorrow. So a lot of schools have made decisions based on that. Light snow will continue through the overnight down to 25. We'll see if we get there or not. 38 tomorrow, and we'll see the AM snow come to an end. Oops, I went, instead of doing that, I meant to go like that and pop myself off. There we go. So there's your 7-day forecast. We've got a warm-up ahead of us into our Friday, maybe that isolated shower that I just showed you. It's northwest flow. We typically don't get a lot from that precipitation-wise. And then look at next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Woohoo! We're low 50s, mid 50s, upper 50s. Some models even have us into the 60s. So that will be very, very, very nice indeed, right? Let's try to answer some of your questions, if you guys gave me any questions to answer. Give me just a moment, pull up chats. It looks like we don't have any questions that I am seeing. So that is what we've got going on weather-wise. We can go back and watch radar here until our time's up, or you can let your questions be made known. I'll pop that up, and if you have a question, you can text it in. If not, you're good to go. There's our number, 336-379-5775, 336-379-5775. Got about a minute left here. And again, if you have a question ever in the future, just screenshot that, take a picture of it, and you can always text that number and let us know what you all